all that. You are live. All right. What's up, everybody? We are live here from the CtD Education Center. We have 0 viewers. 6. There we go. All right. This is the FRO, Kyle Troup, here at the CtD Education Center. The CEO, Ron Hicklin, he is MIA right now. We're getting ready for an action match. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. Keith. Mr. Keith here. Traveled a long way, 6-hour drive. He said he didn't show up just to bowl 3 games. He was already talking trash. His wife was about to beat me up after I went to the bathroom. It's going to be a match. Make sure to hit the share, folks. Let's get some people tuning in. I believe this is the last match of the weekend. I am 2-1. I took an L yesterday early. It sucked. Kind of made me mad for the rest of the day. I think I've got the lanes figured out. Lanes 1 and 2, we have the house shot, Kegel, something street. It's not the China. Is my phone sitting over there? Yeah, I'm going to hit the share button real quick myself so we can get some people to tune in. Mark Million, I love your last name. A milli. Mark Million tuning in. John Schroka, what are you using today? Probably going to go with the IQ Emerald on the house shot. I'm 1 and 2. 3 and 4. I think we're going to go with the Idle Synergy, and we're going to hook it. Big hook it, game 3. Big hook it. We're getting finished warmed up here. Everybody hit the share, folks. We do have the colored pin bonus. You see that over there on lane 3. If the orange pin is in the head pin spot and you strike, that is 20% off ctdbowling.com for 5 minutes. So get your carts ready now. Oh my goodness, I'm yelling into the microphone. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry about that. They got fancy microphones here too. They're picking it up loud and clear. All right, 1 second. I'm going to put the mic down. Hello, Chris. Thank you for tuning in. All right, we are live action from the Creating the Difference Education Center. Tune in and say hello. Maybe even catch a deal. Hashtag 20% off. Here we go. How many viewers are we up to? 61? Come on, people. We need at least 100. Kyle Troup equals son of Baconator. Sponsored by Wendy's. Ryan Connor, you know what's up. I was considered the Frosty King back in my day. All right, so I've hit the share button. Have you? Here comes the CEO. The FRO is going to have to step away. It's time to go to work.
Time to go to work.
Mr. Ron Hicklin, we've been trying to get these fans in here to view this match.
They coming in?
Slowly.
Slowly but surely.
I hope.
Well, once you start throwing the wood around, there probably more start coming.
All right, and I'm on the left lane to begin. All right. Well, I'll hand it over to the professionals here. I'm going to go do my job. Larry Bledsoe, what's up, man? All right. We have Ron and the MC.
What up, Facebook group, YouTube fans, and all around just good people watching little CtD Challenge Match.
18 pins.
18 pins to Keith Singleton, baby. Woo! So we will start out on the house shot on lanes 1 and 2. And you're going to watch Kyle Troup start us off here. IQ Emerald. Ooh. 248. Little tight. So I see people asking about Easter eggs. So I tell you, man, when we get close to the Easter eggs, we will definitely let you guys know. Easter eggs are a unique item that are only available to members of the CtD team. It's kind of a cool thing that we do, but we do not have quite a timeline on those just yet because we are waiting on a few things to really show up so that we can make those happen. Kyle just took my drink. My man, I'm trying this juice monster thing. Kyle's got me trying the pipeline punch. So it tastes pretty good, actually. I'm surprised. It's better than a regular monster, right? Yeah, it's definitely better than a regular monster. So this is one of the benefits of being a Team CtD member, right? John has actually earned his way here. I said John, but I meant Keith. He's actually earned his way here via being a member of the CtD team. And he's getting to bowl arguably the best bowler in the world right now. Like in any other sport, where is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're an amateur player, where would you get to like golf against Tiger Woods, or where would you get to get basketball against LeBron James, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's just not something that happens. But that's one of the beautiful things about bowling is a sport that really anybody can be a part of. And luckily for Keith, he has an opportunity to have some fun here, potentially win himself some bowling balls and some jerseys, and get to say, hey, I got to bowl against one of the best in the world. So it's always fun to definitely have people come to the EC and visit us, and we definitely appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Saturday evening and watching. Hey, Jason says, Ron, why are you a speed demon in a car that is nothing but torque? That's just not fair to the rest of us. Man, I'm not a speed demon. I try to go with the flow. That's what I would like to say about that. My car is 100% torque. And my great grandfather said, if you got those numbers on the right side, you probably should use them. But yeah, I try to go with the flow as much as possible. So we're gonna let this match get going. Kyle is now up on the right lane, and he is throwing the IQ Emerald. He's had some success with that ball here in this building. This lane should hook a little bit more for him. He said it was tight earlier. Oh, blower 710. That's worth $500 if he can make the spare. So we do $500 for a 710 with the conversion. So he'll go grab his strike against breast cancer spare ball. He ain't going to shoot the 7-pin this time. He's going to go for the 10-pin and attempt to make $500. Lewis L. Train Morgan says, hey, Speed Racer Ron Southwest, sent my bowling equipment to the wrong place. Wrong plane. They sent his stuff to Orlando. Well, I'm sorry about that, L. Train. If you want, you can have them send it to CtD Education Center, and we'll take the Tesla and send it down, send it back up to you. You know, we'll make that happen for you. Anyway, so Kyle's now going to be on the left lane, which is the tighter lane, and he's now changed balls. He's went to that idle synergy, which didn't like that shot, and he's left with a 3-pin. So, Bill, you've been able to spend some time here at the EC doing a lot of coaching. So why don't you tell the fans at home kind of what they were not able to see, but maybe what they could see if they wanted to come visit us here at the EC?
Well, what they'd be able to see is you had the Specto data up earlier. We have clutch bowling. The two different lane surfaces really with the different patterns. I mean, you really get to see all the ins and outs of your games, and especially when you go and get on that sports shot over there, it really amplifies every little mistake.
Can't wait for that. We got our first opportunity for 20% off.
Oh, yes. Coming up.
Can I say hello to Dwayne Baker? That's a guy at Bowls League in my homestead back home. I see he's tuning in, saying hello. What's up, Dwayne? Tune in. Yeah, we got 20% off coming up, Dwayne. Get you some CtD gear. Money man here.
All right, shake it off. Nothing else tonight matters but that pin.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the goal. 20%. 20%.
All right, so Keith's going to give us first opportunity to get 20% off tonight if he strikes here. For 5 minutes. The code will be live.
Possible.
Oh, there we go.
All right, good shot.
Get his legs under him. Loosen up a little bit. And the 20% off code is live. And it will be live until 6/17. The code is OPCTD20. 20% off CtDBowling.com for the next 5 minutes. OPCTD20. Antonio Hildebrand, where you at? 20% off. Coming in clutch. Kyle stepping up on the left lane. Wrap 10. We'll get a score update after. Good spare. So Kyle's got 67 in the fourth. And Keith has 45 in the third with his handicap. A lot of game left. The best part about the match is it's best of 5. So plenty of time for Keith to get back into the game here, whether it be in this game or the next game. What is Kyle throwing? Kyle's throwing an idle synergy.
Yeah, not looking so hot. Not looking so hot, Adam. This ain't quite triad.
Kyle, what do you look at for 10 pins, and does that change at all on different patterns?
I normally just look in between the third and fourth arrow. I don't really change my targeting up too much for spares. I might just line up a little further left depending on if it's a shorter pattern. But most of the time it's consistent targeting, which is, I use the arrows. And, keep it simple. That's what I try to say for strikes and spares. Yeah, my man Greg. A bunch of people from home tuning in. Definitely not triad. Yeah, that's the China. One of the Chinas in North Carolina.
So just a couple more minutes on the first 20% off opportunity of the night. 6/17, that code expires. OPCTD20 for 20% off on CtDBowling.com.
And one thing I'd like to point out, I had a great time this weekend with Kyle here. So any of the other pros that are going to be coming down, you got a lot to live up to. Not only did he share a lot of knowledge and give a lot of his time, outstanding personality. I love his sense of humor.
I would just say we've had a pretty good time. I've had a lot of good laughs so far, and the night's still young.
All right. So we got about, let's see, I'll look at the exact time. We got about a minute and a half left on the first 20% off opportunity of the night, while Kyle steps up in his 6th frame. Wheel and deal, wrap 10. Bill, I don't know what you think, but I think Keith needs something with a little bit of service on it.
Well, especially he seemed to move a little bit more left on his last shot over here in the right lane. And That was my first thought. As soon as he let it go, was he's going to play there. He's going to need a little more surface.
Yeah. Yeah, if he wants to use that ball, I feel like he either needs to, one, move right and be aggressive, or stay where he's at with something with surface. He does have a Jackal Legacy on the rack that does have a little bit of surface, so that might be a good option for him if he decides to change. IQ Emerald, money in the bank.
We found it.
All right, 20 seconds on the
20%.
first code of the night.
Come on. Come on, orange pen. Yeah, they're tight.
They're tight.
Yeah, it's crazy to see, the differences, which it could just depend on, what was oiled on it before, which pattern was oiled in the machine before, but they're definitely a little tighter than the last couple matches last night. That was a good four to five boards right of probably where I've started any of the other matches with the green ball.
James Cobb asked, you fish the salt at all, or you all freshwater?
It's all fishing to me, boss, so we can go out and hook anything you want.
So Keith did make a ball change there, which I think is exactly what he needed to get to the head pin, and look at that. Kyle's got an opportunity for 20% off here. Mixer.
See, he stayed with the Fatal Venom on that left lane.
Yeah.
But he wasn't as deep as he has been on the right lane. The biggest thing that's actually hurt Keith is missing the spares.
Yep. No doubt. Another 20% off opportunity. Oh. 2-8. Brian, the code is expired. The 5 minutes was up. It's only up for 5 minutes. So keep the items in your cart. We might have another opportunity for it coming. Who knows when? Dustin, what speed is Kyle throwing? We clocked it at about his normal shots are about 18 off his hand. 18 and a half off his hand. Ooh, that's a lot of 9. Ran down the spare. Kyle's got 145 in the 8th.
Oh, no.
Keith has
We're back to the 100.
100 in the 7th.
So he's got 190.
So he's got 190 out there still. Can you still be team fish if you never went fishing?
Oh, yeah, as long as you do some bowling.
Keith going back to the Fatal Venom. Flat 10.
He went a little bit more right, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this pair is definitely a little tricky today. This is kind of what I feel like I was seeing the first go around yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty squirrely for your first match yesterday.
But then if I ball up and throw something too strong, then the lane surface kind of takes over.
Yeah.
So, the stronger balls burn up, and then they're already a little tight down lane. So that's what's kind of, I think, making them a little wishy-washy down lane.
Packed.
There's the line.
Packed. Pack in the pocket. Keith has his 10th frame left. He's got 170 with his handicap still out there. So Kyle just needs pins, and he will wrap up game number 1. 10 back. Ooh, shaker 7. I don't think it was a shaker 7, just a 7-pin. And Keith shooting the spare, good spare. So that's going to give Keith 160 with his handicap. And Kyle 185. So Kyle is going to take game number 1. And Keith is going to go ahead and get us started for game number 2. All right, Keith, go ahead. Be a good opportunity for Keith to reset here and try to take a game off of Kyle here. Go to make the series 1-1 going into red square.
I'm sure at the beginning there's some nerves that set in, and you end up with a couple open frames. And then when the nerves calm down, now you're pressing to try and throw strikes.
Right.
Hopefully now he can relax and just swing that ball and let it roll.
Right. Yeah, the nerves are real. That's for sure. I mean, I think I've done 10 matches and I still get anxious. More nervous, less anxious. Or the opposite of what I said. More anxious, less nervous. Kyle stepping up on the left lane. Throwing the idle synergy, kicking that 10-pin out. Watch it hit the sidewall here. And just kick it out here. Bang. Seven count. Uh-oh. Oh, no. All right. Keith's going to step up for his third frame, throwing that Fatal Venom from Motive. We like that piece. Good piece from Motive. The Venom line has brought out some pretty good pieces. Venom Shock, Fatal Venom, all bowling balls that we like here. Oh no. Fortunately, 7-0 there for Keith. Check the score here in one moment. Strike. So 31 in the third, 49 with his handicap, and Kyle started out with a spare double. We see another orange pin come up in the player strikes. We'll have 20% off on CtDBowling.com. That's a lot of 7. 20% off on CtDBowling.com for 5 minutes. Kyle getting that spare run down. So 47 in the second for Kyle, 67 in the third with a spare in the fourth. I said a lot of words there that I could have just said probably 1 or 2 and it would have been fine. Kyle has 67 in the third. There we go.
All right, Kyle, you bowled a lot this week, and you've been bowling a lot. On a normal week, if you're not on tour, how many games would you bowl?
I would say, I'm normally still probably bowling some kind of an event. Might practice once a week right now since I've been competing. I would say I probably still get 10 games in a week at least, on like an off week if I'm not really practicing. But, if I'm practicing a couple times a week, I'd say probably closer to 20, 25 games for the week, which is probably where we'll be at about here with all the practice and stuff like that you take into consideration. So definitely a good couple days spent bowling, that's for sure. And they haven't been easy. So, it's keeping me thinking about angles, ball speed, ball roll. It's kept me sharp.
Working. Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Keith with a nice little spare there. Nothing hurt with the first shot. So he's going to try to string a couple strikes together. Do you think Keith is a little nervous? Seems like a couple of the shots might have been a little quick to the line.
If he's not, I'd have to wonder why. I mean, I'd expect him to be nervous.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it wears off soon and he can relax. The only one I don't think was very nervous this weekend was Jonathan, because I think his previous visit helped set his mind a bit.
Yeah. Good spare. What do you recommend to your students when they're in a situation where they might be nervous? You recommend breathing? What sort of techniques do you tell your students?
Oh, well, they're taught heavily to rely on their pre-shot routine. We work a lot on the mental game before they ever start competing on tournaments and stuff. The biggest thing I think for people is to understand that his family is still going to care about him the same.
Yeah.
Kyle's too. Whether or not you win or lose, it doesn't matter if you win the tournament or throw a gutter. Most of the important things in your life are not going to change. Your family's still going to care about you. All that's still going to be the same. It's still a game. You're still there to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle does it for a living, but if he didn't enjoy it, he'd find something else to do for a living. I mean, you have to still enjoy it. You can't go and practice 25 games a week or show up here for a weekend and bowl 20 games in a weekend if you can't find a way to enjoy it.
Well spoken there.
Yeah, it's meant to be just coming here in general, whether it be matches or not. It's meant to be a learning opportunity. You have the chance to bowl against one of the best players in the world, and you can learn a lot from that, win or lose. Like yesterday, Kyle lost a match. That's fine. the people that come here are coming to become better bowlers, and these challenge matches are an extra. Like, if Keith wins today, he wins 8 balls of choice and 4 jerseys. There's a lot on the line, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that Keith has a good experience here. Tomorrow he's going to be getting a lesson with Bill. So our whole goal is to make sure that once any player comes in, whether it be Keith here or our 3 players yesterday, they go home with more knowledge than they came with, and they go home becoming a better, with the keys to become a better bowler. Good shot.
Another good shot.
I think what's important for bowling in general, you got to be there frame to frame, be in the moment. But it's the same thing when you come into something like this. Be in the moment, enjoy it. Don't let it overwhelm you. Take full advantage of it, and enjoy every second of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak a few words on that as well. Listen to what you were saying, and it's all great. Everything you're saying is correct, and I think something to speak onto that is to separate your feelings from reality. After a block, that's one of the 3 parts of a block. I feel like there's preparation for a block, or league, or whatever it is. Preparation for the block, execution during the block, and then the reflection afterwards. And during that reflection part, one thing that you have to do is separate your feelings from reality, whether it was good or bad. Reflect on what you did. Where could I have improved? Even if you bowled great, where did you lose 20 pins leading the tournament? Because you always lead by more. I mean, Tiger Woods won tournaments by 15 strokes. I mean, he's up 12 strokes knowing he's probably going to win the tournament, trying to figure out how to get in better position for another birdie. Kind of the same thing. And I think if you can find a way to do that and realize, like you're saying, it's a game. We're blessed to have the opportunity to bowl and to, be physically fit and able to bowl, and, to spend time with people, spend time with family and friends. That's what the sport's about. And like you were saying, Dustin, with CtD here, wanting to grow the sport, help the bowlers, because when you help bowlers, they go and they tell more bowlers that want to get help. And then here we are, improving bowling. More people are going to be talking about it because they're having more fun, because they're throwing more strikes. And then there you are, growing the sport, and we're having a good time doing it.
Absolutely. Keith's got 146 in the 9th with his handicap. And Kyle has 136 in the 6th. Now 166 in the 7th. So this game will be Kyle's. Wow. A little right. Not a little right, a lot right. So Kyle's going to shoot this spare right to left, hard and straight. Oh.
Oh boy, Red Devil. Here we go. Can't wait.
Good shot. Great shot. I think with bowling, there's, especially when you get to learn the mental game more, there can be points where one shot can make the difference in your mentality of what's going on. So you feel like you threw one really good. That might help you build confidence regardless of how a block or a game might be going. So Middle game is incredibly hard to learn. I know when I was growing up, getting into bowling more, I think it's called the book on tennis.
Yes.
Huh? You're still growing up. I'm still growing up? All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, the book on tennis.
The book on tennis. One of my best friends' dad gave it to me, or let me borrow it, and I read it, and I was like, wow, that book is incredible because it just changed a lot for me in terms of the mental game. Do you have any books that you've read? I'm sure you've read almost all of them. What book sticks out to you, book or two that sticks out to you in regards to mental game?
Bowling Psychology.
By Dr. Dean?
Yeah, by Dr. Dean. That book sticks out. I'm always finding myself quoting stuff out of that book. I've read it probably 6 or 7 times at least, to the point where I have it on my Kindle, my phone on iBooks. I have a hard copy and a paperback. I mean, so wherever I'm going, I can pretty much have that book with me. So are we still live during this, or is it paused?
No, we're still live.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, now that I know we're still live, I won't leave you all just sitting there doing nothing. One of my pet peeves, and you guys can listen to this one, is, as league bowlers, when we throw a good shot and we leave a 10-pin, everybody gets mad. Everybody. And I've actually had to tell some of the guys on my team, what are you mad for? You're not that good. And they look at me like, what? We're not that good. Let's be happy that we threw a good shot. We executed. We hit our marks. Be happy with that. And use our brains to figure out what we need to change, angle, speed, whatever, to finally carry that 10-pin. But part of that, is realization that if we were that good, we wouldn't be shooting league once a week. I actually have one of the two-handers I coach. He's probably about 25 now. He's really good. He's set our house record for 800s in a season last year, a shortened season. He set the house record for the number of 800s. And he said, I need to move. I said, what kind of move are you going to make? Because I'm going to move a half a board. So what do you mean you're going to move a half a board? You got 8 boards of mist room down there. What are you bothering for? Oh, no, I need to move. Well, if you're going to move, move. I said, you're not good enough to hit within half a board down there, so you're wasting your time. And there's a guy that averages 240. I'm telling him he's wasting his time. But, he got the point. If you're going to, he ended up making a 3 and 2, and that's what he needed to do, not just inching at that point.
We'll talk. We'll see what we got.
You've been calling it Red Devil so much, I forgot the name of the pattern.
Red square.
Okay.
Yeah. Red Devil sounds not good. And I feel like 6 shots.
All right. So you guys are up for practice.
We got lane level view.
5 minutes. Did you get it up?
Oh, yeah.
Five minutes.
So we got 5 minutes warm up here. Yeah, he's ready to go. So I see a few questions here. We got one from Todd. Kyle, how many ball angle hand position changes are you making on your own on tour versus having a rep give instructions? On TV, the reps seem to always be chatting. So to kind of clear something up with the reps and kind of what they're there for, they're definitely somebody to chat with. These conversations aren't always and hardly ever are they going where the rep is telling us, all right, play this angle or get around it more or, throw this ball. It's more of like a second opinion to kind of help the bowler themselves talk out their own thoughts. It's a lot easier talking to somebody instead of trying to figure it out in your head on your own. There will be times where I may have talked to Sean Ryan on TV about, making a ball change, and he kind of gives me the signal like, yeah, she's done. And I kind of get the same feeling. And, he's like, I think, there has been a time on commercial break. Yeah, I think that other ball is going to be better. I'm like, you think so? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll listen, and I ball change. But I would say 90% of the time it's the player making the decisions and the rep is there to have somebody to talk to and just kind of figure out your thought process.
So just to help you validate what you're thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Because that can be a tough battle in a bowler's head. I'm going to go throw a few shots on the Red Devil.
Say this was something that didn't feel better.
Hey, but it's worked out for most people. They win the game every time. Jonathan did it 3 times yesterday.
I saw that.
Walked out 1,500. That it did not work out for him.
This is going to sound overly simplistic, but forget about it. I mean, the only thing you can do to overcome it is forget about it. If bad games happen, everybody throws them. Just start the next game and take it one frame at a time. Each frame is its own individual game within itself. They just happen to group them into 10 frames.
More ass than that, Kyle. Need more sauce on it. More sauce.
All right, last couple shots.
Easy, Justin.
So, Dustin, when you're bowling the bigger events and junior gold and all that stuff, how did you overcome a bad game?
In longer events like that, it's important to understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint. I had my last junior gold, I had a block that I started 180, 150, but I still went plus for the entire block. So it's important to understand that, especially in a format like that, that 1 or 2 bad games isn't going to kill you. Because it was, I don't know what it was this year. I think they shortened the format this year. Well, when I did it, I think it was 16 games total before the cut. So in situations like that, it's important to just take it one game at a time, one frame at a time, one shot at a time. So if you get into a situation where you might have a bad game, it's important to just mentally reset and do what you can to come back. Get their names in here. All right. Good to go.
Thank you.
Be gentle.
Go slow.
We talked about this.
See if we can get any orange pins. Big wheel. Like a little flat 10 there. Kind of ring 10. Spare. Again, Keith is getting 18 pins a game here. So let's see if we can start off with a little strike. And kind of going off of what I was just talking about, taking it one shot at a time. Red square is incredibly difficult. So taking it one shot at a time, not worrying about the bad shots. I had shots yesterday that were a board off at the arrows, and the results were completely different. One was high flush, and the other one's face. So taking advantage of the good shots is crucial for a pattern like this. Good spare. No missing the 5-pin here.
I had my hand up.
Good shot.
I feel like that's supposed to strike every time on this pattern.
Yeah,
Give us our hits.
those are the hits you want.
Every pocket, that's our hit.
Good spare. Good spare over there.
Lane for 2.
Brooklyn. As Ron says, doesn't matter how, it's how many. Good shot. So, Kyle, you have attacked these lanes in a couple different ways. You started yesterday, you were throwing urethane pretty square, but now you're hooking it. What did you see between then and now to make you make that drastic of a change?
You know, I feel like with the 40-foot flat pattern, for me, with the amount of rev rate I have, there's not many options. It's either throw urethane straight, control the pattern. That was kind of what I wanted to do, get my feet under me, especially on the red square. And the other option is to go way left, because right now, I decided, last night I decided I'm going to try it from like 5th arrow. Yeah, that's very far left to start on a pattern, but as flat as it is, the only other way to create hold is with angle through the front part of the lane. The reason why I'm so far left is that it allows me to miss even further right. Because if I was 5-6 boards right and I get my ball going the same angle, it's going to go right of 5 down lane, and it's not going to hook back. Not really saying I'm trying to throw it to 5, but now I'm far enough left that my miss room is still going to hook back because there's so much friction on the lane and they're so flat. And the tough thing with both angles is keeping my hand at the back of it. If I cut one off, you see what happened. But that also, the Brooklyn comes into play a lot more, hooking it versus trying to play it very straight. And see there, you can see he's taking a safe route to the pocket, fairly straight in the middle of the lane. If he cuts one off, guess what? bonus pins. We almost get a chance at a Brooklyn, and when they're this hard, we're going to take any good break that we can get. But that's kind of the two ways I feel like I would attack this pattern. The only other way would be to really flatten my hand, get it up the back, throw a weak ball, play the track, be like a Norm Duke, Francois Lavoie type, like very up the back, very soft hand. I'd rather just throw the urethane or go left, let the ball eat.
Can you kill your rev rate that much?
No, I cannot. I can probably back it down a good 50 rev rate if I need to, but most of the time the lanes just don't call for that. There's normally a ball or a different option I can go to other than backing down my rev rate. But I will say the few times that we bowl on dead flat 1-1 at the U.S. Open, I don't average 200, that's for sure. Minus 100 for 8 games is like, I'm pretty proud of that. But that's, just as hard as this. And I think here, the gutter not really giving you that super bounce makes the pattern a little truer and even a little harder because then the gutter's a little tight. So I feel like that makes it even truer and a bigger test. Folks, we have a quick reset of the 6-pin. It got blown out of the rack by the machine.
Stop. No.
Iced him.
That situation right there is exact reason why you should have a plastic spare ball. So a primal spare. Is that the remake of the primal? The Primal Rage limited edition.
Primal Rage was
Yeah. The original one was really good.
I just got rid of an original one
Yeah.
about 3-4 months ago.
Pinch it a little in, 310.
left of that for Brooklyn or right of that for the pocket. Anywhere in that landing zone is not very good.
$310. I do think it's interesting that Kyle, he's not doing it here, but he did it on the house shot. How he shoots his 3-pin combinations up the lane.
Yes.
I think it's interesting.
And I saw him do that with a 3-pin combination, like you said, going up the lane. Then when he left the 410, he was a lot more cross lane, which kind of surprised me, being as accurate as he is throwing it perfectly straight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think the chances of converting it are a lot better if you're going up the lane.
Kyle's throwing an idle synergy. Now this is a tough spare right here.
Interesting. He attacked it the way I feel you should, going to the left of the head pin, let the ball take out the head pin and the 8 or the 9. But he didn't use a spare ball.
He threw the primal at it. I think it's a spare ball. Pretty good. Oh, didn't make it up. Didn't make it up to the pocket, unfortunately. Going to Supra at the spare. Oh. Gave it a run. Now, some people don't need a spare ball if they can flatten out their hand, whether it be with reactive or urethane. I personally throw urethane at spares, so I don't have to take an extra ball, like a plastic ball. Just what I've always preferred to do. So if I'm bowling on something short, I have urethane and also a spare ball. So it doubles as a strike ball and a spare ball. But I think regardless of what you prefer, you should know how to flatten out the hand to shoot at any spare. Oh, yeah. Well, you still got it out there. Kyle's trying to beat Simo, his high score on Red Devil, which is 241. He needs to spare this to stay in the running. Oh. Little 3-6 combination. 96 and the 6 for Keith. Let him shoot the spare. Good spare. So 96 with this handicap in the 6 for Keith with a spare in the 7th. Kyle has 143 in the 7th. Hey, there we go. Doesn't matter how. It's how many. Got to hit the ball. I think that was a whole lot of 9 there. I think he did, because we were talking about that, I believe yesterday. Kevin, we'll have to ask him when he comes back. Kyle's going back to the fast pitch. He was throwing an idle synergy. Right up the lane.
Fast pitch.
All right, Kyle. We had somebody ask, didn't Kyle forget his spare ball on TV a few years back?
Yes, I did. That was actually the World Series in Detroit, the Scorpion Show. First frame, I left a 10-pin on a live TV show. There's 4 of us bowling. They waited as long as they could because it was about 48 lanes away as well in Detroit. And Tim Mack, with his crutch and all, crutched his way to the paddock, got my spare ball for me, but I had to try the backup route, and I missed it. So, yeah, that was a first for me.
And the last.
Bill Chrisman, the owner of Storm, I don't know. It might not be the last. I've almost forgot it a few times. But even Bill Chrisman said he hasn't seen that in the 20-some years he's been on TV shows. So that was pretty cool.
Even bad publicity is good publicity, right?
Yep. Hey, that's what they say.
All right, Keith's got 140 in the 9th, so this game is all but over. Maybe we can get an orange pin before we sign off tonight to get 20% off on ctdbowling.com. Oops, we'll switch it back here. Finish it out. Oh. So Keith finishes with 149 with his handicap. This is the only match today. That's correct. We had 4 matches yesterday. All those are available to watch on our Facebook page as well as YouTube channel. Ah, nice little 7-pin there. So we appreciate everybody tuning in to the challenge matches this weekend. It was a lot of fun watching Kyle bowl, watching some CtD staffers bowl. So yeah, Keith will come back tomorrow to get a lesson, help him become a better bowler. He's going to get some tips from Mr. Bill Friedis, one of the coaches that helps us out in the staff group on a daily basis. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope you all have an awesome night. We'll talk to you all very soon.